Alright, so here we go for a detailed track guide around the Zandvoort track. So coming into turn number 1, heavy braking. Picking your braking point can be quite hard, but I would say go in between the 100 meter board and the 50 meter board. That is where you want to be braking. We're going down to third gear here. Get on the throttle early and make sure, see, I've got the throttle fully pinned before I'm even at the exit of the corner, so you have a lot of grip. You need to remember that. Now coming up to a difficult sequence of corners here, you want to use a bit of this curb upon entry to get a wider line, and it's flat out on the way in. However, when you reach this curb here, you want to lift off the throttle to about 50% of the total input. So we do that now, and then braking for this banked corner, make sure you hold your steering wheel straight before you start braking, or you will lose the back end. So hold it straight. And now coming through this bank corner, keep a tight line to the inside and then sort of deviate out towards the middle of the track here. And resist the temptation to wash out wider towards the outer edge of the track, and also to cut in too much towards the inside. At this point, you want to kind of stay towards the middle of the track, and then on exit, you want to cut more towards the inside. So you'll see this here, go a bit tighter on the exit there, and that's how you take the banked corner. So sector 1 is completed. Now we're heading into sector 2, quite a nice sector. So it's flat out here, completely flat. Shift down to 6th gear to keep your revs high. And then once again, flat out through here as well. Now braking for this corner, once again, it's kind of in between the 100 meter board and the 50 meter board. Quite a difficult corner to find your braking for. You want to go down to 3rd gear, kind of ease the car into the corner, be smooth on the steering. And now here you want to come out all the way towards the edge of the track, and you want to be braking just a little dab on the brakes at the 50 meter board there. And you also want to be turning in late to get a nice late apex here, which will aid you in getting on the throttle. So opening the DRS now, that's sector 2 completed. Now it's the tight twisty sector 3. So you want to be braking as soon as this curb on the left begins. That's why you want to be slamming on the brakes and mounting this curb as much as possible, including the sausage curb here. Running out wide, and now stay very tight throughout this corner. Do not go wide. Stay as tight to that curb as you possibly can without actually touching it. And there you go. That's how you do that corner. Now coming into the end of the lap now, you want to have a little dab on the brakes just after the 50 meter board and shift down to 5th gear, get on the throttle as early as possible using the curb on exit to help aid you out the corner, and now carry a tight line towards the end of the lap, and that is a lap around Zandvoort.